All right, thanks, guys. Got some lines and personal leans out for Sunday's professional sports action. Now, it is Saturday right now, Saturday afternoon, and a couple games are already tipping off and having puck drop already this Saturday afternoon. But we already have some lines out for Sunday's NBA and college basketball action. So let's go ahead and dive right into that, beginning with the NBA. And we're going to start with Pistons at the Magic. That is a 3:30 Eastern tip-off in Orlando. Now, the Magic opened the betting as the 1-point favorite at home with the total at 205. And since those markets opened that one up, we're seeing movement toward Orlando. Little money on Orlando in the early going here. We also seen movement downward on the total as well. So right now, Orlando's minus 2 with the total moving downward to 204. Once again, the Magic open 1, now up to minus 2. Total open 205, down to 204 even. Now, if you like Detroit in this one, they are 64% against the number, taking on teams below 450. So they're covering 64% of the time when taking on teams under a win percentage of 450. Now, on the other side, Orlando is covering just 28% of their ball games as the official home favorite. And when it comes to the scoring, Orlando has gone 3-2 to the over in their last 5. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Detroit plus 2 in the over 204 in that one. And before we go ahead and jump into some more lines and personal leans for Sunday's NBA and college basketball action, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. And with a documented win percentage of 60% for the entire year of 2017, you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. Now, memberships begin at just $1.99 per month on that website. There's also plenty of free content there as well. So once again, please feel free to just hit that pause button right now. Open up your browser. All you got to do is type in patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a couple of seconds to do that. And the link for that website is in the description section below. Easily located. Just click on that link in the description section below. And if you are a current patron of mine and you're currently watching me right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. And with all that said and done, let's go ahead and hop right back into some more lines and personal leans for Sunday's professional sports action. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Bulls, Raptors, 6 o'clock tip-off in Toronto. Now, right now, we're a little bit early in the game, so there are no lines for that particular contest. Chicago has done very well against the number as of late. They successfully covered the number in 3 out of their last 4. Meanwhile, Toronto's been awesome at home this year. They're 13-4 straight up in their games on their home court. Now, when it comes to the scoring, we're seeing a lot of overs in Toronto. They're actually 11-6 to the over in their games at home. Meanwhile, Chicago, we've been seeing a lot of unders on their side of things. They're 11-7 to the under in their games away from home. So, actually, I'm very fortunate there's no line on this game right now because that seems like a pretty tough game to pick. So, no lean on that game. We'll probably see some lines open up at about 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday morning, noontime at the latest. That's typically the standard for games that have a late opening line. So anyway, no pick on that game. Both teams certainly good in their respect. Chicago good against the number in certain spots. Toronto good in real life, good in the outright game. All right, next game I have for you. It is going to be T-Wolves at the Miami Heat, 6 o'clock tip-off in South Beach. Miami's minus 3.5, totals to 11. Now, Miami's been pretty good against the number this season. They're 20-14 against the spread overall for the year. They've successfully covered the number in 9 out of their last 10. Now, Minnesota on the other side, completely different story. They're just 7-10 against the number in their games on the road. They're also covering just 20% of their ball games that tipped off at the current number. Now, both teams are 3-0 to the over in their last trio of ball games, respectively. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it down, and make the chalky play in this one. Give me the Miami Heat minus 3 in the over 211 in that one. Next game, Thunder, Dallas. 7 o'clock tip-off at the Mavericks. Once again, we're really early in the game, so no line in this one. OKC is 22-12 straight up overall for the year, 4-2 straight up in their last 6. Dallas on the other side, well, they've been very good against the number so far in the year. They're 21-13 against the spread overall for the year. They're also 13-4 against the number in their games on their home court. Now, scoring-wise, Dallas went 6-1 to the over in their last 7, but OKC went 13-5 to the under in their games away from home this year. So once again, another tough game to pick. Both teams have some pros and cons when it comes to the number. Fortunately for me, no line on that one, so I will forego a pick on that game. And once again, lines normally are released anywhere between 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and noon Eastern Standard Time. All right, next game. I promise next 2 games have some lines, and we'll dive into these. Anyway, the next game, Sixers at the Blazers, 9 o'clock tip-off in Portland. Now, the Sixers are the 1.5-point favorite on the road. They're -1.5. Totals at 221 and a hook. Right now, Portland is +105 for some money line cash. Now, Portland is 13-5 straight up in their games in Rip City. That's at home. For those who don't know, once again, Portland 13-5 straight up on their home court. They're also 11-7 against the number in that very same category. Meanwhile, on the Philly side of things, they have not been good on the road this season. They're 6-11 against the number away from home. So out of their 17 games on the road, they've only covered 6 of them. They're also covering just 20% of their ball games as the official road favorite. And when it comes to the scoring, Philly's 3-1 to the over in their last 4. Portland 62% to the over, taking on teams over 550. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the 0.5 point, buy it up, and take the home dog in this one. Give me Portland +2 in the over, 221.5 in that one. All right, next and final game for the NBA slate. We're going to go over a little college here shortly, but our next and final game for NBA will be the Kings at the Lakers, 9:30 Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles. Now, the Kings open the betting as the 1.5-point favorite, and the total at 231 and a hook. And since those markets opened this one up, not a whole lot of movement. We're still early in the game, so right now the Kings are still -1.5 with that total remaining at 231 and a hook. And at the moment, the Lakers are -105 as the underdog at home. Now, if you like the Lakers to get the job done at home without Bronny, they are covering just 33% of their games as the home dog. So even with LeBron, they haven't been very good as the official home underdog, just 33% against the spread as the home dog. Meanwhile, on the other side, Sacramento is a perfect 4-0 against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number. So they covered 4 out of 4 games that tipped off at the current point spread. And when it comes to the scoring, Sacramento is 83% to the over on the road this season. 83% to the over when traveling. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the 0.5 point, buy it down, and take Sacramento -1 in the over, 231.5 in that one. All right, let's go ahead and slide into some college basketball. And we have a couple games on the board here. I don't think any of them of which I am covering. But anyway, we're going to start off with Oakland at Youngstown State. That's going to be a 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Youngstown. Oakland is -3.5 total. Opened at 154.5 up to 155. Now, Oakland is 10-3 to the over so far this season. 82% to the over when the line was above 145. Meanwhile, on the Youngstown State side of things, 2 out of their 3 home games got over the total themselves. They're also 67% to the over at home, taking on teams allowing more than 72 points per contest. So with all that said and done, I'm going to forego a play on the number on the sides, but I do like a play on the total. Give me the over 155 in that matchup there. All right, next game, Tennessee Martin at Bowling Green, 2:30 Eastern tip-off at Bowling Green. The Falcons, I believe that's their name, the Falcons of Bowling Green, -11.5, total 153. Now, Tennessee Martin has been horrible against the number. They failed to cover in 7 out of their 8 games that were on the board this year. They're also a winless 0-5 against the spread away from home. Bowling Green, they're actually a perfect 4-0 against the spread in their games on their home court. They're also covering 67% of their ball games when laying the points. They're doing just that in this very scenario, so I got to go with them. Give me Bowling Green minus 11 after buying the half a point, getting the job done at home in that one. All right, next game, East Coast, Drexel at Hofstra, 4 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Hofstra. Hofstra is minus 14.5, totals at 158 and a hook. Hofstra is 11-2 against the spread overall for the year. They've